We are going to see how we are, well, what's happening. We are going to see how we are going to change our web page, the wide of the line. Last time we found it's too long for each line, and this can be not easy to read. And so we are going to use CSS or some style sheets to do the job and make those lines readable, more easy to read for average people, because we get used to the length of each line, length of paragraph as we're reading paper books, so we get this kind of customized. And this is not for average people that who just want to use CSS or want to learn a trick that can shrink their line wide. This is specifically for our project, so it has some extra scaffoldings due to the project. Okay, first let's see where we do the template. We can see we do the job by selected according the option what to be done by our application, by our Python code for template. If we get to rebuild the template, and we have something function, calling function, prepare template components. And when prepare template components, if we follow it, we find about the CSS. We have a module compile GS and CSS, and let it prepare CSS. Then let's get the compile GS CSS things, and we can see it has prepare function of prepare CSS, and inside the prepare CSS we lost network again. Okay, we retrieved network and our file under editing. Then inside the prepare CSS we get this command. It's sass, using sass to do the job. Okay, this is a way we use sass to compile SCSS file. It's basically another kind of approach to write CSS file. Okay, sass is CSS with the superpowers, so it enhances the CSS. You can learn more about this sass or SCSS. It has two different syntax, and another approach to write CSS, write less CSS. For CSS is less, LESS. Of course, people still can keep using plain old CSS, but it depends on project. If your friend, if many of them is using sass or less, then you get to use it. It depends on project. Then let's see. It's a way we do the job. We write a Python code and let it use subprocess to call the command. In the command, we use sass to compile our sass file into CSS. So, although we are using Python, actually, for the job, we don't know how to make Python do it directly, fastly. We just using subprocess to pass it to other program. It's kind of interfacing. Okay, the command is sass source file and sass build to the sass target file. Okay, let's see which sass we are using. Okay, we're using sass 1.13 and our Python version should be 3.6. Okay. Then our problem is we get long lines. We want the lines get shrinked because we are not capturing the full screen. So we need to, I want to show you why it's too wide, too long, the line. We capture the full screen. Okay. You can see, this is the full screen and the line in our HTML page, it's too long. It's extend and extend. This is not good for people who get used to read the paper books because the length of the line not going to expand. We seldom find books that get a very long page. The width of the book is limited, but the screen size improved in recent years. So we need a way to limit the width of our web page to make it not so hard to read, let people read the long lines. Okay, and we know that we're going to do it with the sass CSS or compile sass to CSS. We have know that we write code to do the job. Okay, let's check our CSS file, style sheet file. Okay, the internet keeps dropping, but I think we can finish this code reading. Okay, first we check. You can see this is SCSS file. It looks very similar to those CSS file. If people who worked with the CSS, they should be very quickly to pick up SCSS or less and just keep using it. Okay. You can see that we get some media query and set it for specific screen width. The media query here, media, it means it will check the media type of the browser and do some CSS setting accordingly. Here, the media setting is only for screen, and the condition is max width is 480. So it means for web page displayed on the device that is narrow and small, it didn't have a width over 480 pixels. Then we're going to apply this kind of media CSS settings. And where should we set it? Actually, I found here is not a good place to set it. I don't know why, so I mark it as a question. If we set it to 80 RAM, it didn't change the line length. It dropped again, and we're going to fetch it back again. Okay, so we set it to we're going to set it for all the wrapper and containers, because I remember we put those markdown tags inside an HTML element of wrapper with the wrapper ID or container class. So we're going to change it. You can see the similar things. 82 RAM, obviously it didn't finish the job, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up the max width for all the HTML element with ID wrapper, inside ID wrapper or inside class container. We gave it a max width of 1024 and see if we can do it. Then we compile. We are going to compile our templates, only compile template. We didn't do other things such as copy folder trees and rebuild HTML files and fetch some markdown document from internet. We didn't do anything of that kind. We just do template. And because we know that when we're delivering those static HTML pages, it will fetch the refreshed template and see what's going to happen. This is our HTML page, and we F5 refresh it, and you can see that it shrinked to accordingly. I believe it should be 1024 pixels in white, and because we didn't capturing the whole screen, so I give you a screenshot for the whole screen. You can see, different from last time, if the browser occupied the full screen and its width is big comparing to the paper book, then we limit the length of each line to 1024 pixels. We can do it as 800 pixels. Maybe it will be more easily to read for some people, but I believe 1024 is narrow enough. But anyway, let's see 800 pixel the effect. Okay, we lost internet again, and we fetch it back again. Then, because we are working on server, editing file on server, so each time we lost internet, we make it auto reconnect and retrieve our screen session. This time we use 800 pixel to see the results. Just do the template. It means it will rebuild the bundle CSS, and then when we deliver the HTML file, it's going to fetch the new bundle CSS. The bundle CSS is built according with this command according to our code in Python. Okay, let's see the result. This is English version. You can see it shrinked a little more into the center of the screen. Actually, I found 800 is more readable than 1024. Okay, let me give you a screenshot. Take a new screenshot. Okay, you can see this is a new result. It's nearly half of the full width of the screen, and it's very good to read. If we shrink our window, you can see it's shrinked accordingly. Well, if we shrink it under 800, it of course will get narrowed. You can see. Okay, this is what we want. We want central and limited width on big screen and shrink accordingly on small screen. Okay, this is how we did the CSS setting, how we write the SCSS or SCSS files and compile it to CSS and deliver it together with our static web pages that is generated from the markdown files. Okay, let's end this screen recording. Thank you. Bye.